You're riding alone and then it happens. A crash. You're badly hurt and you can't move or reach your phone to call for help. For any solo rider, this is a nightmare scenario. You can't move to use your phone and nobody knows where you are. But what if the emergency services could be alerted for you automatically? The REALRIDER app has grown out of years of work behind the scenes in road safety projects. Back in 2006, the team produced a first responder type video called Great Roads, Great Rides, and the idea was to give some instruction to people as to what they should do if they are the first on the scene of an accident. And that project led them to work quite closely with the ambulance service, and then the ball started rolling. Through those relationships, they discovered one key problem. When a motorcycle crash occurs, especially in rural areas, emergency crews, including air ambulances, often struggle to get an exact location. They might know roughly where the incident is, but they don't know exactly where the rider is, as in a lot of occasions, as you know, the rider could be thrown quite a distance from the bike. Landing an air ambulance on the wrong side of the carriageway, for example, can waste precious minutes. As smartphones became more capable and things like GPS and accelerometers were included as standard, the team decided to see if they could use those components to reliably detect a crash. After years of testing and collecting data, they took those algorithms to the North East Ambulance Service to see if they would genuinely make a difference to them. The crews confirmed that a precise GPS location and some vital medical information for the rider would definitely make a huge difference, particularly if they had that prior to dispatch. Unlike other crash detection services, REALRIDER doesn't contact your next of kin.
I'm, I don't know, 150 miles from where my wife is, sat in her office. I don't want her to get a notification to saying, I've crashed my bike. What the hell is she going to do about that?
It doesn't put you through to a call centre, and it doesn't even connect you directly to the police. Instead, it sends a tiny data packet, about 1.5 kilobytes, directly through BT's 999 service to the closest ambulance station to your location. That packet of data includes your exact GPS location, importantly your direction of travel, and any of the medical information that you included in the app. So that means that the closest ambulance station to your location gets all of the key details, and importantly they get that before dispatch, which can save vital time. For riders, especially those that ride solo, I think the app offers real peace of mind. If you crash and are unconscious or unable to move, you'd normally have to rely on somebody finding you, and that could take hours when minutes are crucial. If the app detects a crash, it first displays a validation screen. If you're okay, or if it's a rare false alarm, you have a short window to cancel. If you don't respond, the alert is automatically sent to the nearest ambulance service so the right team can be dispatched immediately. Once the app is installed, there's a short setup where you can add key medical details such as blood type, allergies, or any conditions relevant to your treatment. Before each ride, simply toggle the SOS service on and you're protected.
Now obviously the SOS function is useful all of the time, but particularly when you're in rural areas like this. If I was riding a little bit more spirited and misjudged a corner, or indeed I had a deer or something run across in front of me, I hit that, the bike goes off in that direction, I disappear off into the hedge over there, I would have that phone in my pocket about my person. If I'm knocked unconscious or I can't get to my phone, that alert goes, they're going to get the fix on me there, not the bike over there. And those few minutes it could take to search around to find somebody, and there have been cases where riders have been incredibly difficult to find in the event of a crash, then that saves vital time, and that could just save a rider's life.
The app has a one-off single payment of £60 per annum, which works out to just £5 a month. That's maybe a bacon sandwich or a very posh cup of coffee for something which could end up saving your life. And that sounds dramatic, but unfortunately, this is what we're talking about here.
I guess one of the obvious questions that will be asked is a battery drain on your phone. Using the SOS system, and you've got that phone tucked away in your pocket with the screen off, then all it's doing is constantly updating your GPS location until such point that it detects a potential crash. and then that's the information that it's going to send away. So at a very minimal draw in terms of battery life, which I think is acceptable.
For me, someone who rides a lot on my own, crash detection is the reason to use REALRIDER. The way it alerts emergency services directly is unique. No other service in the UK is registered to do this, and REALRIDER undergoes a strict annual process to maintain that registration. It's simple, effective and inexpensive when you consider the difference it could make if the worst happens. Just to clarify, I'm not affiliated to REALRIDER. It's just a service that I came across and I thought actually this is really useful. It's a unique way of doing this, and I think it could be very handy for a lot of riders, particularly if you ride a lot on your own. I think I've covered all of the key details for this, but if there are any elements that have raised questions, then let me know in the comment section down below. But apart from that, all that leaves me to say is until next time, thanks for watching, take care, ride safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.